So,
What's up, everybody?
welcome
Welcome.
to another edition of Brohood Productions.
That's good. You should work on that narrator voice.
Okay.
Hey, everybody, welcome back. We're excited because we're going to give you another taste of our laugh out loud reviews. So, our intention is not to make fun of the movie unless we really want to make fun of the movie. For example,
Our
today,
intention is to make you laugh.
our intention is to make you laugh, or at least try to.
So either we're laughing with when we get to one-star reviews, I think we are laughing with the reviewer.
Yes,
So hopefully we do not offend anyone.
we're not trying to offend anyone.
But that could happen. I mean, we might find something really funny, and then later on in a few years, that person finds us, and they're like, "Hey,
It's
don't
not
look
very
at that."
nice. I can hear the people who like our impressions go. They're doing the same old impression. So you impersonate each other. This is JP. I miss my fro. I love my fro, bro.
Do I miss it, but it's okay. We don't need to
We're not gonna relive the past.
we don't need to dwell on that. Let's go on.
We're gonna go on. So yeah, we're gonna try to give you a taste of when we read reviews and how much they make us laugh. So, for example, we're going to be reviewing, well, laughing out loud reviewing Avatar 2009. Now, both JP and I really like this movie by James Cameron. I gave it an 8. What did you give it? I don't remember what you gave it.
I gave it a 7,
7. You
but
know, and, you know, I watched the extended edition, so it gave me more of an 8, whatever. We saw this movie when it first came out in 3D, and we had some very interesting middle school friends who had a lot to say about the Avatar Blue people.
I would like to note to the viewers that we came in no preparation and uh choosing specific reviews. Maybe I did not.
We have nothing prep. We like being
So
spontaneous when it comes to this kinds of stuff because we want to laugh.
we don't know what's coming.
We
So
have no idea. We
hopefully
haven't read
you
anything.
enjoy it as much as we will.
So before we get into it, it's not going to be very long. We just want to make some time for you to laugh today. Our next review is coming in March because this week JP and I and my wife Melissa are going to watch Ant-Man Quantumania.
Gang.
Gang! We're too hyped. So just be aware. But without further ado, JP is going to show us some of the 10 out of 10 reviews. We're going to react to them. And then we'll look at some of the worser reviews and we're going to laugh.
Yes, sir. All right, so this was um review number 2286 out of 3514.
Well, that many people wanted to talk about the movie. That's
I
funny.
what?
That many people, huh?
Yeah, well, I think IMDb was still new at that time. So I'm not gonna really play around with these filters. I don't know how we can go to the first one, but I think they're just gonna show what's relevant.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Actually, I can choose 10 right here. See if that changes anything. Yes. All right. 1,927 out of 3,059. So this person, we're gonna keep everyone anonymous, but obviously we can see users' names. But fascinating concept, must be seen, cannot be described.
Now
Okay.
just stop there. Look at that title. So the funny part about this, bro, is you can't tell, when you're texting, you can't tell how someone really means something.
Yeah.
So right here, this title is hilarious to me. People are like, why is it funny to you? Well, imagine a nerd.
Fascinating concept. Must be seen. Cannot be described.
Or fascinating concept must be seen, cannot be described.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how that person is expressing that title, but yeah, you can to all the viewers, you'll either hear a high voice or a very calm and collected, eloquent voice.
Right. Look,
Um,
it says in
so
London, you got to read this in an English accent, bro.
really,
Yeah, it says, I saw this epic last night. Well, that's not even English.
no, all the English people are gonna make fun of me because I learned recently that we Americans copy the English accent from the old period times. They don't really speak like that, but
Hey, but
yeah, they don't speak like that anymore.
I
I
saw this epic last night at the Empire Land Leicester Square in London.
which is a superb venue in which to view this film. Huge screen, excellent sound, and an extraordinary Dolby three-dimensional image. The whole effect is mind-blowing. This is a must-see movie, innovative and extraordinary. I think it will be regarded by most cinema goers as another milestone in the history of the art. The level of realism achieved is remarkable. And although the film is relatively long in real time, it retains its excitement and holds the audience attention to the end. Performances are good, but this is not the sort of film that dwells on big star value for the actors. Although Sigourney, Sigourney Weaver does shine and delivers a very convincing performance, as do the rest of the cast. But as there is so much entertainment and action value on screen, the human element does not dominate in the usual way. As writer director, James Cameron deserves high praise for its creation, and in my opinion, it will break box office records. I really enjoyed this film. So that was given on December 12th, 2000.
Wow, such a sophisticated response.
Let's see, when was this movie released?
2009.
I know, but like what month?
I don't
All right, it doesn't matter. Well,
know.
I think I need to express to our audience that when I first saw this movie, yeah, the special effects were pretty cool. This, I was, yes, surprised by the story. I thought the story was original. I thought the blue people were cool, the Navi. But
Heavy.
but someone later told me
Such a scowl.
the story is very similar to Dances with the Wolves. And I saw Dances with the Wolves with Kevin Costner. And it was pretty much the same story, except instead of um an alien planet, it was here in America, and Kevin Costner was a American soldier, and he falls in love with the American Indians or Native Americans. And so watching it for a second time, I was still blown away by the graphics and CGI and stuff, but I was like, the story's not original. But I just want to let everybody know that.
JP's been
Let's look at this
waiting
next one.
so many years to share that with you. Here, let me find something. See if I find something.
All right, well, you find something, I'll read this next one. This guy says, or this person, best movie experience of the last 30 years. I
Wow,
was
he
lucky
must
to
be
see
32.
I was lucky to see Avatar at a pre-screening a few hours ago. Pre-screening? Oh. He must have had like, uh, um, the reviewer before posted it the 12th. So I don't know. It completely blew me and the whole room away, and I dare to say it will do so to 80% of any audience anywhere. The remaining 20% who find something to complain about will whine about character deluxe story or the pop.
So not true.
Well, let
I'm
me
not
tell you,
complaining about development or dialogue or the popcorn.
they went to this movie with the wrong expectations. You have most likely met Cameron's previous works, Aliens, Terminator. Probably Terminator's his best.
Yes,
The
don't
Abyss,
start comparing
Titanic,
Avatar to Titanic and Terminator. What is
just to name
this?
a few. So what should you expect from Avatar? More of the same. More of revolutionary filmmaking, more of grandiose new ideas, more of never before seen special effects, more of 115 minutes without relapsing, more the James Cameron genius. I would not go as far to say he's a genius. I am very happy that the trailers didn't give the full story away. Lots of emotions are waiting for the viewer, laughter and tears also. Cameron was very smart keeping the teasers as teasers, nothing more, as the full movie would take your breath away.
His
You will
review's taking my
practically
breath away.
you will practically not notice that you are watching a non-existing world. It is so real with three O's. Attention to detail is superb. Your computer geeks You computer geeks will know what I'm talking about. The movie was not rushed in making. No wonder it could not have been done before, not having the proper computer power. The wildlife, the jungle, the animals, the navis, or the dragon-like flying creatures are also lifelike. They almost pop off the screen. And in 3D, they actually do. Smiley face.
Are you really getting emotional reading this? Come on.
Me?
Yes, you. Your voice
No,
changed.
no, I'm just trying to make it. I
You're trying to be the user.
no, it's just I don't want to read it in a monotone voice.
I know,
You're
no,
trying
no,
to
no.
change the way I speak and stuff. The sound effects were so well done that when I saw the credits at the credits that Skywalker sound was behind it, I could only think of, yes, now that makes sense. Cameron is a visionary. Maybe he means
Visionary.
visionary. Is that how you actually spell it?
I have no idea. But
You're the English major.
he's saying
And,
visionaire. But it's supposed to
and
be
again,
visionary.
he delivers with full blast. A certain character says in the movie that Pandora, the planet where the story takes place, became his real world. My advice to you, let Pandora become your real world for 2.5 hours. Let it make you completely forget about your life problems. Let it entertain you, move you, let it carry you away.
I didn't expect
Because
Avatar to be a religious experience.
because that is what I expect as an exchange for my ticket. A few hours ago, I got tens of tickets worth of that.
Okay.
Okay, this
Okay.
was becoming very funny around the end. Okay, your turn.
That was enlightening. So enlightening. I'm not saying that James Cameron is not a visionary.
I will admit, Terminator was really good.
Ching, 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 ching. Does the thing will go away? There we go. I like that better. Let's do
Yeah,
this. Let's randomly press on 5. Let's see. You see a title that stands out to you, and I'll read that.
How to Retire Early, Volume 2.
Here we go.
Do that one.
Without doubt, the most hyped and publicly marketed film in the history of contemporary cinema. Avatar has since dominated the big screen in all corners of the world, going on to generate over 2.7 billion in revenue and giving director James Cameron the highly respectable title of having been at the helm of both the most and second most financially successful cinematic endeavors of all time. So this guy's already starting to talk like JP with numbers and money and stuff. Okay, next paragraph. Avatar takes us more than 100 years into the future. So, if we're going 100 years in the future, I still don't see any hoverboards. So, I'm very disappointed. Very disappointed. Where the Earth, played by the United States, sends a group of Marines to mine the foreign planet of Pandora for an extremely rare MacGuffin known as unobtainium. Involved in this operation is the crippled Jake Sully. Well, he's giving a full story. I'm skipping that. Here we go. For many cinemagoers, this film offered a comprehensively positive answer to the most debatable of movie topics. Can a film made with the budget of a small, or in this case, not so small country, which is made to appeal to the masses, also be embraced by the critical community? He's going all philosophical on here.
Are you gonna keep going?
Unfortunately, I'm not one of those believers. For pre-hype about Avatar to include such claims as it will revolutionize the way people watch and interpret cinema. It's fair to say expectations were pretty high. I walked into the film expecting a heavy dose of originality to complement the many socially conscious themes suggested by trailers, and ultimately implicated in the film's plot, including a criticism of America's involvement in the occupation of Iraq, as well as the need for us to all make our thumbs a little greener.
Mm.
So we're getting a little political, okay? A plot recreated dozens of times in different environments, coupled with a romantic subplot lacking any sense of depth.
Just another movie in my eyes.
Look at that. Coupled with a romantic subplot lacking any sense of depth. See, this is a good. Maybe we should review 10,000 BC and ask JP if there was romantic depth between Evelet and Tere. Is that his name?
Yeah, I think there is.
There's depth.
We might have to review that one after.
This was just another movie in my eyes. I'm always open to give 2 thumbs up for innovation in film, and quite frankly, would have no problem in seeing the closing credits roll following Jake's professionally insightful monologue about how he'll have to wake up sometime. Of course, the film dragged on for another 45 minutes, climaxing in a fierce battle scene, allowing the special effects crew to show off their heart's content. Yeah, special effects crew. Which was, that's right, thrown into appeal to the masses. Despite this, I'm impartially obliged to list 3 positives. So he's impartially obliged, okay, to come out of what was otherwise a disappointment. Yeah. So 3 hours, 3 positives. Disappointing film. Sam Worthington's portrayal of Jake Sully, and may I just say, I'm so glad we were wrong about the rumors about Sam Worthington playing Captain America. I'm so glad that Chris Evans is Captain America. Not that Sam Worthington is a bad actor. It's just he would not have been Captain America.
Yeah.
While by no means Oscar worthy, leaps and bounds ahead of his previous enterprise and the dreadful Terminator Salvation. Okay, so JP and I are now offended. We like Terminator Salvation. Whatever.
I will say, having watched Terminator 1, 2, 3, Salvation is not the best.
Oh, we can agree that it's not the best, but we didn't think it was dreadful.
No, I mean,
you have Batman in the movie.
Christian Bale's
This is John Connor.
Every movie.
And if you're listening,
every movie is great with him.
You're part of the resistance.
Yes.
Yes, we are. The attention to detail offered in terms of the mannerisms of a paraplegic was something I was worried would be pushed to one side in the scope of such a grand undertaking. But Worthington did the role justice. Secondly, Avatar has given 3D cinema the push it needed to avoid being just some flavor of the month promotion. And I, for one, am glad to see it hang around. Avatar is the first and by no means the last blockbuster to accommodate this revolution in filmmaking. And speaking of revolution, no one can voice their opinion on Avatar without mentioning the visuals. Not since our encounter with the real life T Rex and Spielberg's suspenseful 1993 roller coaster, having computer generated effects taken such a huge step forward. Now, if only JC and company would have formed the plot, character development, and dialogue to match. Okay. I just got a little alert here that we have limited time. So let's skip to 1.
Ones.
All right, whatever you see, you let me know.
All right, let's read this one real quick. This movie made me feel blue. I thought that was kind of funny.
This movie made me feel blue. Okay. I realize I'm probably going to get flames galore for this comment. And you have all the right to your opinion about my opinion. But hey, I'm entitled to give my opinion too. All right, a little sass. All right. Avatar is grade A crap. That's right, it's crap. I say this for one simple reason. Without the special effects, this movie would never, ever captivate and take a hold of audiences like it has in the past week. Ask yourself this one question. If it didn't have the effects, the Na'vi plugging their hair into the trees like it's a dang broadband jack, mech suits like the one in Matrix Revolutions, and barely futuristic ospreys, would you care about this movie at all? It's a truism when they say this movie is nothing more than Dances with Wolves in space. Some
Yeah.
some people may argue back that Star Wars borrowed from Hidden Fortress, but at least it had enough compelling plot points to make it look different, such as, I don't know, the Force, the Death Star, outer space, a location that has nothing to do with Earth. This is what I'm talking about. This is stuff that I like. All right. This important set of points clearly differentiates Star Wars and Hidden Fortress. But the differences between Avatar and Dances with Wolves is CGI. This CGI may be pretty, but it cannot ever substitute for story and plot development. Speaking of, the characters save, but a few are either very bland or stereotypes. The worst part is the story, and the movie gives us no reason to care about the characters. You know what? I'll go one step further and say that the only difference between Avatar and Star Wars, a Star Wars prequel, is this. Avatar has an environmental story that we can relate to. That's it. True, the action scenes in Avatar are well done, but heck, the action scenes in Star Wars prequels were also arguably well done. Still, there's that nagging lack of story development. Avatar is a huge letdown and doesn't belong in the best of the list of anybody with common sense.
Oh, that's
So
funny.
for the children watching, we will refrain from the little words in there. So
We got to read one more of the 1 stars.
one more. All right, you pick one. We got looks like we got 5 minutes here.
We got plenty of time.
Something to the point. Find something that's like to the point. Keep going. There must be something good. Come on. Okay, wait. Go. What does that say?
What? This
Avatar
one?
does.
Not disappoint. What a shame.
Let's read that one. Let's do that one.
Okay.
All right, not
I
too long.
went to a 3D viewing of Avatar last night with very low expectations and was not disappointed. Let me explain. The trailers and promotional campaigns have focused so intently on the groundbreaking CGI/3D breakthroughs that Cameron has developed that commenting about how compelling a story it might be seems to have been an afterthought. Unfortunately, it appeared to me that it was also an afterthought for Cameron. Okay. When so many interviews and stories revolve around the technology of the film, the look of the film, the immersed CGI landscape of the film, the technical breakthroughs of the film, without leaving time to discuss the story and character development that accompany it, I feared there might be a problem. The CGI and 3D look of this film are most certainly to be appreciated for the clean look that Cameron has presented. Okay, before I go on, I have to share this story. I went to AT&T and there was this worker there, and they had this TV running, um, and it was around Christmas time, and Jack Frost was playing. And I asked the worker, I was like, "Does this TV rerun the same movie over and over and over?" And they said no. And then they said they don't watch a lot of movies, but uh, they don't watch a lot of movies, but they're excited for Avatar: The Way of Water because of the CGI. And I'm just like, that's all I'm going to say. I'm going to go back. Watching it in 3D, the audience is immersed in the world that Cameron creates. The CGI is clean, and the 3D effects are the purest I have seen to date. But not much better than Pixar's Up. If I'm being what? What?
They're saying that the CGI is not even as good as the Up movie.
So Cameron delivered on his promise of a groundbreaking epic in motion picture storytelling. There it is, the end. Not quite. Avatar falls well short in Cameron's attempt to actually tell a story. It's not a new and unique approach to storytelling, and only a moderate improvement on story watching. The plot is revealed in a series of scenes that are lifted directly from the storyboards of such related recent films as Dances with the Wolves, Last of the Mohicans, which I've seen both of those. Ferngully, I don't know, Tron, Starship Troopers, Aliens. I realize it's his own to begin with, but come on, man. Have you have an original thought? I'm not alone here. Scroll down, scroll through the message boards, and you'll begin to read a slew of other films that immediately came to others' minds as they watched this film. Each scene felt as though I had seen it before. The dialogue was so familiar and predictable that I was able to correctly guess much of what was going to be spoken next. I began to wonder if Cameron was using Avatar as the medium to produce an homage to the films that, huh?
You have to say it like you do in France. Homage.
Homage
Mhm.
to the films that he wished he had written. In short, there is nothing original about this story. It is beautiful. It will likely be considered the cleanest 3D CGI film to grace the cinemas. It may become celebrated by many as groundbreaking movie watching, but it is far from groundbreaking storytelling, and that is where the movie ultimately fails its audience. And that's all the time we have.
Well, everyone, we hope we've given you something to laugh about. If I had rights to this scene, I would show you the scene in George of the Jungle where they're walking around and the antagonist falls in a pile of elephant crap, and the guy says, "This is where we stick our heads back and laugh." Ready?
Ready.
So we hope you enjoyed a little taste of laugh out loud reviews. This has been another installment of Bro Hood Productions.
Bro, hood out.